What's up everyone? We are back in the studio. So we are back in Portugal, back in my home studio. I'm very happy, and today I wanted to do something simple, and that's why I've decided to do a what's in my bag video. The reason I'm doing this is because I love these type of videos in terms of tech YouTube channels when they talk about the tech that they carry. I love to see it, and I've never seen it in trading, and so why not start it? Why not be the first one doing it in trading? So maybe I'm not the first one, who knows? So I'm going to go over what I have on my bag every single day when I want to trade abroad. So like that, you know what I think is essential, at least for me, if I want to trade and live a productive life. So let's get into it, starting with the bag. Tech YouTubes, they always have like a sponsored bag, but listen, this is not sponsored. This is completely scratched. Like, this is open right here. This is scratched from when I fell from my skateboard. So nothing here to see. And this is not even my main bag. It's the other one is coming from Budapest. So the first one we have is water. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's get into the most important one, which is my computer. Okay, so for me this was kind of a difficult purchase, let's say it like that, because I wanted to have a 15-inch computer, but Apple stopped doing the 15 inches and they only have the 16-inch or the 13-inch. And previously I would go around with this computer, which I'm currently recording the sound on, which is the 13-inch, and it really needed replacement. The battery was dead, so I couldn't really trade anywhere else besides my home because I didn't have a computer. So I decided to buy the 16-inch MacBook Pro. I have to be honest with you, today was the first day that I used it, but I really love it. Like, the monitor is really nice. The size is maybe a little bit of an overkill. Maybe that's true. But as time passes, I will definitely know how I get on with this. But I'm happy with the purchase. Even though it was a little bit more expensive, it allows me to travel. And now I can travel anywhere, and I have a decent size computer in where I can trade, learn everything from. So this is the MacBook Pro 16-inch with the M1 Pro with 1 terabyte of storage. I paid around 2,800 euros for this, but I took it as an investment of giving me freedom to trade wherever I want to trade. Now I don't have to sit at a desk in order to trade, because now I have a powerful computer to take anywhere I want, be it coffee shop or whatever it is. So that's my computer, and I'm happy with this purchase. Next one that is also important is my phone. I still carry the iPhone 8 Plus. I'm looking to upgrade, but I'm only going to buy the iPhone 14 Pro. Once it comes out, I will buy it, simply because this one still works. There's no need for me to buy a new one, and it does everything I need it to do. Could it have better camera? Yes, sure, but overall I'm still happy with it, and it allows me to do anything I want. So for my phone is the iPhone 8 Plus. Then something important that I added onto here, since this computer is also very big, I added an 11-inch iPad Pro. With the iPad Pro, I could have gone for the iPad Air, and I bought also the keyboard and the Apple Pencil. Everything was around 1,300 euros, but again, I was happy with the purchase simply because it really makes my workflow be seamless. So if I can't use the big computer, I'll simply use the iPad, and I'm very happy with the keyboard, with the Apple Pencil. Is it a little bit expensive? Yes. Was it worth it? Was it a good investment? Absolutely not. I think that if I was looking at this from an investment perspective, I would have gone for the iPad Air. Or I wouldn't even go for the iPad, because it's not, you don't need it. This was simply a purchase. I wanted to buy this for some time, and I simply decided to reward myself. I achieved a nice goal, so I decided to reward myself with the computer and the iPad, and I'm happy that I did. So this is the iPad Pro 128 gigs with the Apple keyboard and Apple Pencil. What I use this for is for reading books. I've been reading a lot on the iPad, looking at financial reports, writing things for YouTube, writing things for trading, doing my ASR. Everything has been done right here because it's such a seamless experience and I absolutely love it. I'm really enjoying to use the iPad and I'm happy with the purchase. But once again, it is definitely not needed and it was something just to reward myself. But it's always in my bag. An iPad Air 11-inch. Next, we have the 2 pairs of noise cancelling headphones that I have. And the reason I have 2 is actually because I bought these ones, which are the Sony XM-H3, whatever, it's a dumb name, WH-1000XM3. I bought these first as my first noise cancelling headphones, and I can tell you, it's just so good. I think really if you are thinking about working in a coffee shop, working outside your house, a good pair of noise cancelling headphones is really going to increase your productivity. So this was definitely a great ad in the beginning, and this is what I use when I'm at home, when I'm live streaming or something, because they're just very comfortable and the noise cancelling is great. It's not perfect, but it's really good. So I always carry these ones with myself. The second reason I carry these is because now I also have AirPods Pro. There was a period where Apple was offering AirPods Pro to everyone that was buying, for example, an iPad or a MacBook and would add like 100 euros on top. So these were very cheap. I bought it on the secondhand market, still new, but like for 150 euros. Actually, my mother bought them, or my sister bought it for my mother, and she gave them to me. And these are very good. The noise cancelling on this is very good. I thought I was not going to like the tips, and I kind of don't, but I've grown used to it. So the noise cancelling on this is very good. And every time I'm in a coffee shop or I'm outside or I'm in the bus or whatever it is, at least in Budapest when I was in the bus, I always use them and the noise cancelling is really good. And the reason I carry these though is because if these run out of battery and I still want to listen to music or podcasts or whatever it is, I jump onto those ones. So AirPods Pro, I really like it. Any type of noise cancelling headphones, I think everyone should have at least one. So the next thing in my bag are actually books. Not only reading books, but also notebooks. So let's talk about both of those. Starting by books. The one that was in my bag was the Bitcoin Standard. Good book, not great. I like it, but it has a very extremist view. A book is always essential in my bag because I love to read. And if I can read a book and gain the knowledge inside of it, then it's perfect. I finished this book like 2 weeks ago, and currently the book that I'm going to be taking in my bag is Trading in a Zone. I'm going to reread it again, and I'm going to see what value I can still take from it. And I always carry one. And now that you've heard that, I guess we can talk about this Casio watch. This was actually just me being a copycat from a friend of mine, because he always carried this watch and I always liked it. It's very simple and it beeps at the end of every hour. One thing I don't like about setting alarms every hour is because you need to go and turn off the alarm. And I don't like that. Like this, you just heard it. It beeps and it just goes away. It reminds me of checking the charts at the top of every hour, and that's why I use my Casio watch. Going on to notebooks, I have a lot of notebooks in my bag. I have a total of 4 notebooks in my bag. And the reason I have these notebooks with me is because all of them have different reasons to be in my bag. This one is just for jotting down notes, and you can see it through the how beat up this is. But if I like to take any kind of quick notes, this is the notebook that I take out. This book is for journaling. This is the book that I use to write down any type of feelings that I'm currently wanting to express. So this is the notebook that I use it for. This is the notebook that I use for any type of learning that I want to do. It's a big notebook. It's not the one that I use the most often, but I do like to use it either way. And this one is to write down goals and etc. So All of these essential to be in my bag because I just like to have notebooks. I love to jot down notes, and I think it's very important, like just to organize my thoughts. Just in terms of hygiene, I always keep a deodorant with myself and a perfume. So I'm using Bleu de Chanel as my perfume. I really like the smell. In terms of a wallet, I always carry my small wallet. It fits my cards, it fits some coins, and it fits my notes that I need. And this is all. It's just a minimalistic wallet, and it's more than enough for myself. I always carry a sharpener, some Vaseline, and last but not least, a couple of pens. But yeah, this is what I carry every single day. The most important things and the things that I use the most is definitely my computer and the iPad and the books, of course, also with the noise cancelling headphones. And yes, I'm very happy with the computer. I'm happy with the iPad. But if I were to say something here, is that you don't really need a lot of tech in order to be a trader. Like, you need some solid tech that lets you seamlessly trade throughout the day. Maybe you only need a 13-inch computer. You don't need all the power that is maybe in a MacBook Pro or something. You can go for the M1 MacBook Pros or MacBook Airs, and they'll do more than enough of a good job. But don't forget, if you are a trader, you need to understand what technology is really necessary to you. So maybe what you should spend the most amount of money on would be your phone and your computer. And yes, this is my everyday carry as a day trader. This was more of a simple video, but I arrived Tuesday here in Portugal. So let me know with this emoji if you are still watching. I appreciate all of you. From next week on, we have some amazing videos coming, so I'm very excited for it. So make sure to subscribe, leave a like if you think it's worth it, and I'll see you next week. Peace.